Hello, and welcome to this lesson on Ain't No Sunshine. So, just a couple of things before we start. If this isn't your first time doing this lesson, so feel free to skip this chunk. But a couple of recommendations. First, I would go and listen to the original song. So, find it on YouTube or Spotify or anywhere that you listen to songs. See if you can find some live versions, and yeah, just get into it. And before you even start playing it, just watch other people playing it, see if you can get a sense of what the song's about. I always find that's a nice start. The next thing is just a couple of practical things. I'll be referring to the strings as 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the thick string close to your chin is 6, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the first string would be the one closest to the floor. A good little exercise to give yourself before you start is just to be like, third string and find it, fourth string, find it, first string, find it, sixth string, find it. Okay? Just to get you started with that. The other thing is I'm going to refer to the space in between the lines as boxes. So this, for example, would be your first box. This would be your second box. This would be your third box. You'll hear it a lot called frets, which is also fine. Like first box could also be called first fret, but I'll be referring to it as a box. Okay, so 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get into the song. So the song's basically got 3 parts, and we're going to focus first on the first part, which repeats a couple of times. So it sounds like this. Okay, so let's break that down. The first string that we're hitting is the 5th string, and I'm doing it with my thumb. You might be using a pick, but in my case, I'm going to use a thumb. So what I would do is rest my thumb or pick on the 5th string and just practice this first, letting your thumb fall through the string and land on the 4th string. So it lands on the next one. So you don't, and then just wave your hand away. We've got that. It's just a good practice in general. And we're going to be holding that for a count of 2. So 1, 2. Okay. So after we've done our 5th string, we move on to our 6th string. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and the 6th string is going to be lasting on the 3rd beat. And then we're going to bring in our first kind of finger. So the finger we're going to use is, in this case, our middle finger. And we're going to be placing that somewhere sort of in the middle of your 3rd box on the 6th string. It should sound something like this. If it's sounding a bit like this, you're maybe not pushing down hard enough. So you want to push down a little bit harder and sort of bend your finger a little bit. You'll notice you've got 2 lines here. You want to bend it more from the first line. Okay? So that's our 3 notes. We've got our 5th string for 2, our 6th string, and then we're bending our middle finger around and pushing it down in that 3rd box and hitting the 6th string again. That's our first bar. Let's try it together. After 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 6th string, 3rd fret. You might want to pause now and try that a little bit slower. Okay. Now that we're going into the 2nd bar, all we need to add is 1 more note, and it's one we've already done, which is our 5th string. So we're hitting our 5th string again. So if we put that all together, we've got the 5th string, the 6th string, the 3rd box on the 6th string, and then the 5th string again. And notice all the time my thumb is falling through the string and landing on the next one. Now that's come naturally over years, but you might find that you have to really think about that, and that's totally fine. Take your time, take a breath. Okay, so let's practice going through those 2 bars. And when I say bar, it's just you'll see on the music, you've got vertical black lines coming down. It's a space in between those two lines. Okay, so rest that thumb on the fifth string. I'm going to try the first two bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth string, sixth string, third fret, open. Okay. Fifth string, sixth string, third fret, open. And that last fifth string is lasting quite a while. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you start again. Perfect. So practice that, take your time with it. And we're going to move on to the next part now. So we're a third of the way through. Okay, so the next part, which just goes once in this case, sounds like this. Right, okay, so for this part, what we're going to do is get our first finger on the left hand and place it down in the second box of your fourth string. Okay, so you're bending your finger like a little claw, your thumb's on the back of the guitar, and you're pushing down. Now, our thumb on our right hand is going to rest on the fourth string. And very slowly, we're going to let our thumb fall all the way through the strings from the fourth. And we'll get this. 1 and 2 and bum, 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 bum. Okay. So really not too bad, that. Bum, 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 bum. So the next bit is a little bit trickier. So really take your time with this. Our first finger here is going to move one string towards the floor. So we're now on the third string. And we're also going to add our third finger, the one next to the pinky, on the second fret of the second string. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. So the second to last one. So we've got two fingers down now. We've got our first finger on the second fret of the third string, and our third finger is on the third fret of the second string. Okay, then we get our thumb and place it on the fourth string. In this case, we're just going to push through the fourth, the third, and the second. So we rest our thumb on the first string, but we don't pluck it. 1 and 2. So we're going to put this part and this part together, but very slowly. Okay, so get your first finger ready on that fourth string second box. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, and get your next chord ready for next chord. Let's do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, next chord. And a wee tip, when you're playing this chord, don't think about this chord because the work is done. You want to be thinking, ooh, my first finger's got to go there, and my third finger's got to go there. Excellent. So that is the second part. So we've only got one more part to do. Very excited. So from the start of the song, we have this first part twice. Then we have the new part that we learned. And then we go back to our first part. Bum, 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 bum. We only do the first part once. And then we slide in to our third and final part of the song. Not the last bit of the song, but the final thing that's different before it starts repeating things we've already done. So with this part is probably the trickiest part. So prepare yourself emotionally for that. So we start with a full chord So the chord that we're going to be playing is A minor. So if this is your first chord, if this potentially might be your first song that you're doing, so this might be your first chord. So take your time with it and don't expect it to sound amazing straight away. Okay, so we've got our first finger and we're placing it on the second string, first box. Okay, take a second to get used to that. Then we've got our middle finger and we're placing that on the second box of the fourth string. So we've got a finger on the second string and the fourth. Our third is empty at the moment because it's waiting for our third finger, the one before the pinky. It's going to pop on the second box as well as on the third string. The way that I like to see this is like a Tetris L, or just an L shape, going like that. Okay, so our first action that we're going to do is place our thumb on the third string and push it down. So you get all three strings, so strumming. Then we hit our fourth string, which will be held down. And the last action is lifting up this finger on the third string and plucking the open third string. The rhythm sounds like this. 1, 2, fourth string, third string, and then we'll strum the chord again. Okay, so that's quite a lot of information, so feel free to pause, get yourself comfortable with the A minor chord. Something that I find very useful is to take the hand away, shake it, tap the table twice, or your knee or whatever, and then try and find it again. Do that 4 or 5 times just so you can get used to it. Okay. So we do that 2 times. So let's get ready and do that. So you've got your A minor chord ready. If you've forgotten it, which is totally fine, go back, pick it up again. Get our thumb resting on the third string. Remember this whole time, take a breath before you're doing stuff and just relax into it. If you learn how to practice things relaxed, you'll be much more relaxed when you're playing. So, thumb ready here. And after 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. A minor, 2, fourth string, second fret, open third string, strum. Okay. So, you might want to go back and tighten up on certain sections, whatever you need to do. But we're going to go for a full playthrough of the whole song now. I know that might feel like quite sudden, but that's what we're going to do. So our first section, we want to think about it as sections. That's our first section. You can even write this down. It's called comping a song. So you kind of be like, okay, this section does it twice. So you're kind of getting a structure in your head. It means you remember it a lot easier. So we do our first section 2 times. Then we go into our second section, this one. Once. Back into our first section, once. And then we go into our third section. Down, down, down. And we do that twice. And then we're back into our second section once. And then we finish with 1 round of our third section, which is this one. Okay, so let's do it together. I might be able to sync in the backing music, but I'm not sure. So we might just do this together acoustically, but then you can go into your other slice and play along with the song. Let's do it. Okay, so after 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, open 5th, 2, open 6th, 3rd fret of our box. And then we've got our second section, get ready. 2, O, 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 3, 4, then our O, 2, 3, sixth string, third string, fifth string, third section. Get it ready. A minor, fourth string, open third, A minor, and again that A minor, fourth string, open third, A minor, then our 200, 2000, 3, 4, 0, 2, 3, and our third section again. Okay, brilliant. So hopefully that is helpful with that song. Remember, anything that doesn't make sense in here, this isn't going to cover everything. Speak with your tutor, ask any questions, and they can help out with that. The tutor might be me, or it might be someone else. Yes. All right. Good luck. Good luck with that song.